Hi Scorpio, welcome back to Wandering Magic. These are going to be your April 2025 messages, and it's going to be for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and potentially Venus. We're going to start off with some astrological points that are happening in April this year. Starting with April 1st, we're going to have our full moon in Libra. On April 9th, we have Mars entering Aries, and on April 14th, we have Mercury entering Aries. So, what this all essentially means is there's going to be a boost of courage, some action that needs to be taken, some quick thinking that needs to happen, also a boost of confidence, all the things, very direct communication. Keep that in mind because while this is happening astrologically, is the best time to really tap into all those things that I just mentioned. But we'll talk about it because there's definitely a throat chakra thing happening here for you, Scorpio. Now, we will start with the Gypsy Witch deck, and you have the Queen of Clubs and the Nine of Spades. This is a symbol of happiness and beauty, the epitome of good health as well. So it seems like these past couple months, you've been really focused in on and tuning into what it is that makes you happy. What are these things that really fulfill you? And because you've been so in tune with that, you're starting to get this glow, and you're starting to get this thing where people are asking, what are you doing to get that? And people are now starting to notice what you've been, working on and working toward. It just seems like you have a pep in your step. You have this glow about you, and it feels really good. With that being said, I'm wondering what's happening here, Scorpio, because Truth Be Told came out, which is card number 14. 14 talks about, sorry, the number is over here, pointing that way. 14 is 1 plus 4, which is 5, which talks about conflict. So there's a conflict here, but there's something, again, throat chakra, the color blue. You need to say it, what it is that's on your mind. You have to say it. You have to tell someone how you feel about a situation, even if you don't think that they will receive it well. That's not your job to interpret how someone feels about something. You have to say what it is that you want to say, and you have to say it for you. Now, that being said, let's be careful on our delivery. You can say anything, and sometimes there's no easy way to say it, but when you are dealing with another person and their feelings, someone can possibly get hurt. And guess what? The truth sometimes hurts because sometimes people don't want to see the reality and they stay in these situations because they don't want to be uncomfortable. But there's something happening in April that you have been wanting to get this off your chest for a while, and this is for you. I feel where that boost of confidence is coming from, that courage is coming from, this planetary movement with Mars and Mercury. They're trying they're trying to like give you like this nudge and this push to really say, okay, this is the time. You've been putting it off. You've been feeling like this. You've been thinking this for a while. Like, April's the time to do it. Don't overthink it. That's the quick thinking. Don't overthink it. Be very direct with how you feel. Be very open and honest about how you are feeling. Caution on the delivery, I'm getting, but if there's no easy way to say it, there's no easy way to say it. And maybe you can just buffer the conversation with that. But it just seems like you really want to get this off your chest. Your tarot messages here, you have the World card in reverse. You have the Three of Swords also in reverse. And you have the Wheel of Fortune upright. And that's exactly what we want. Okay? Let's talk about it. You have been trying to avoid your world being flipped upside down, quite literally. Because I'm getting like you've created this like comfortable abode, and you just want to like get on this giant inner tube donut in a river and just like float. And because I'm even saying, like, I'm using this water analogy, which Scorpio, you are ruled by water. I feel like this is you expressing your emotions, and now you just want the calm, because it just feels like a lot. I was going to say too much. It just feels like a lot. And you want to know, how can I deliver this? How can I say this without causing some type of hurt? But this is the truth hurts, the Three of Swords in reverse. And it doesn't matter how you say it, someone is going to get hurt. You can essentially hurt your own feelings, so to speak. You could obviously hurt someone else's feelings that you're talking to, who this message is for, I should say. um However this communication comes out, you're being asked to be very direct, straightforward. Don't use analogies, don't beat around the bush, um because there can be misunderstandings as well. So you just want to be careful with that. But it seems like this has been a long time, and it's time now to say what it is that's on your mind. The Wheel of Fortune says, even though that was hard to turn this wheel, even though it felt like your world was going to end, um, it was this underlining anxiety that was living there. The Wheel of Fortune says, Spirit has your back. And this is happening with good karma coming attached to it. It feels like you are consulting with your younger self, something about your childhood, or someone from your childhood, or someone that makes you feel childlike, meaning you could um, be silly with them, you feel connected to someone that you just feel like, I've known you my whole life, even if you met them 5 or 10 or 2 years ago. Doesn't matter. There's that bond that you have, but you need to say what it is that you need to say. And it's not, and I'm not getting more like, and I'm saying it because someone might be taking it this way. You haven't been lying to someone. It's not you living a lie. It's just that because you felt this deep connection, it felt like the right thing to do. But now you're being asked to just be open and honest about the situation. You've been sitting on this for too long. And honestly, it might be taking more of an emotional toll on you than you realize. And because of the unpredictability of how the reaction is going to be. Now, if you know this person, you probably can guess how they're going to react, and it's probably not going to be favorably. However, you don't want to deal with that, and you haven't been wanting to deal with it. But the reality is, you've been sitting on this for so long. It's time to say something. I'm getting pulled back into the Gypsy Witch message, and now I feel like I'm seeing what's happening here. Once you release this, it's so wild because You need to release something in that you don't want to release, but there's this like freedom that is attached to it. And it's like a weight off your shoulders. The burden that you've been holding. You come out this situation stronger, wiser, more experienced, elevated. You grew, but you don't want to continue, you don't want to start stunting your growth because of comfort or because you're afraid to say something. But what I'm getting is once you do this, that's where you're getting your happiness. And that's where people are going to start to wonder, wow, what's going on with Scorpio? They have this glow. You just start to become healthier on the inside, and so it shines from the outside. And that's really what this boils down to. Um, I don't think people realize too that when you um, have a blocked chakra in general, that it can cause this ripple effect of things, of negative things that are happening in your life. So we try to get those in line, right? Try to align these things up. Um, and the way that you do it is by one, expressing yourself. And I'm getting very, it's very big for you, your throat chakra. Also, have you had laryngitis lately? Have you had a bit of a cough or a tickle in your throat? I feel like this is that message trying to come out and express itself. Did I say laryngitis? I think I did. Um, yeah, anything with the thyroid may be happening because that could also be a sign as well. You release this and then you can work on improving your health. So we have a peaceful resolution. So I feel like even though it might be difficult or the message might not be received well, ultimately you can resolve this in a peaceful manner. And then you have venture as your fairy message. Some fellow fairies, sorry, some follow fairies, none return unchanged. So when you follow the fairy, you come back changed. So that's what you need to do. Follow that voice, follow that guide, follow the feeling. Okay. Watch your sun, moon, and rising for any additional messages, and I'll see you next time, Scorpio. Bye.